Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you very much for joining us here. We would like you to introduce yourself to the audience and to make sure that you point out for which organization you're working and outline a bit the core activities of the organization that you're working for.
Okay. My name is Brian Suskiewicz. I'm the Chief Executive Strategist of Coaches Across Continents. And what we do at Coaches Across Continents is partner with local organizations all over the world who are using sport for social impact. And when we partner with them, we have a 3-year partnership called the Hat Trick Initiative, and we teach them a sport for social impact curriculum that focuses on health and wellness, including HIV behavioral change, female empowerment, including gender equity, conflict resolution, including social inclusion, and life skills. So this 3-year partnership, we want to try to help them develop their organization, and then we also want to help develop what's called self-directed learners. And what that means is self-directed learners are people that can identify their own problems and start to solve and implement solutions to these problems. It's very much an educational model.
Okay. Is Coaches Across Continents an NGO itself? And how do you generate the funds to be actually collaborating with these local partners?
We are an NGO. We're actually a nonprofit both in the United Kingdom and the United States. And we have a tremendous volunteer base that work for Coaches Across Continents. We also have some corporate sponsorships. You actually, I think, just spoke with One World Football, who's one of our main partners. In addition, we've partnered with Standard Chartered in the past, and we've hopefully got a few coming up this year. And then we also look to secure, more traditional funding, such as grants and stuff from different local governments or embassies or different awards that are out there.
Okay. What do you expect of the local partner when you partner with them? What do you want to see in terms of the strategy to go through, to be the backbone of your collaboration, but also what do you expect them to do when you come to the country itself, doing the training?
When we work with a partner for 3 years, we do 3 on-site visits for 1 to 2 weeks, and that's obviously one visit per year. And while we're on site, we have them organize a coaches training. And so usually that means all of their coaches, plus other local coaches who use sport for social impact. So that could be other NGOs, phys ed teachers, other community leaders, people that are going to implement what we teach. We have a lot of fun playing the games. Everything that we do is very practical. It's on the field, so all of our messages are taught on the soccer pitch while we're playing games. And it's not classroom based. We don't play a game and then sit and talk for 20 minutes. The games themselves do all the teaching. Once we depart, we actually leave every organization with a list and a full description of all the games that we play. We hope that we actually have them implement at least once per week some of our games into their training curriculum. We also support several global days, International Women's Day in March, Peace One Day on September 21st, and World AIDS Day on December 1st. And so our off-field partnership, we allow them sort of to grow and to implement so that the next year when we come, hopefully we can take another step further and another step further. So that at the end of 3 years, they're much further along than when they were. And as I mentioned, we're trying to create self-directed learners. And so success for us after 3 years would be that their coaches can start to design their own games that address their own locally relevant social needs.
Okay. That sounds very well structured and well planned. You said 3 days that you're supporting, 3 international days.
Yes.
I'm sure that there's a 4th coming up now.
There is a 4th now.
April 6th.
April 6th is the first. It's the UN Day for Sport for Development, so we will be having a big announcement on April 6th. That's all I'm going to say at this time.
Okay.
But that is a day now that we have to add to our calendar.
Okay.
So
it would be great if, because I think that the Sport for Development community should actually do a lot of activity on that day, campaigning, really calling out that as much as possible can be shared with the community in the sense that you explain what it takes to prepare something with local organizations on a specific day. Can you have a couple of words about that? Not specifically about the 6th of April, but what is your experience from organizing these sorts of days?
Well, I think any day that you want to promote, whether it's one of the UN days, any of the days of peace, or coming up on April 6th, it does need sort of a structured plan to decide what you're going to do and how you're going to promote it. And I think as an industry at whole, it would be great if all of us could come together and decide one way to promote it or to support it, to really get it out in the public consciousness. So it's still a relatively young field that's growing and learning every single day, but the fact that the United Nations has recognized it, that numerous global leaders have recognized the power of sport is, as I think, a critical step for this whole field.
So do you think that in 5 years' time we will be, where do we think we will stand as a field?
I think we're a growing field. I think that organizations and conferences like Next Step that are going on right now are essential to us because it gives us a chance to come and share best practices. And we're still very much learning from each other. Monitoring and evaluation is going to prove to be key. The more we can prove that what we're doing works. I think we all know that it does work, and we've seen many case studies, a lot of data. But if we can continue to show that this works, it'll be more and more mainstream for us. So I think that's key. You know, for us at Coaches Across Continents, we want this field to continue to improve and have a social impact. And hopefully that means that, you know, people that have developed these critical thinking skills, becoming self-directed learners, will start to challenge tradition, challenge culture, challenge tradition, so that they can give a reason why they're doing everything that they want to do, instead of the standard answer of, that's the way it's always been done and that's the way we're always going to do things. We want people to very much have a critical thinking about what are they going to do and why are they going to do it, so that they can change their communities for the better or have a reason of why they're going to do things in a certain way.
Thank you very much, Brian.